What's cracking, everybody? How are you? It's EC Radio time. You can follow along on all Disruption Network social media platforms, Twitter, Twitch, Periscope, Facebook, YouTube, all those social media. And then it's wrapped up into a nice little podcast that you can listen to at your discretion, at your leisure, at disruptionnetwork.net, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon. We're pretty much everywhere. We got you surrounded, yo. Before we get into anything, much love to my sponsors, EJA Moving Services, the professional movers. When you're ready to move and relocate, hit up Eddie and his fine staff over at EJA Moving at 315-335-0516, EJAmoving.com. There is no task that they can't handle. They'll even drive your car down to Florida if you're one of those snowbirds and you want to get your car to Florida. They do car transport. They'll move your grandmother into a nursing home. They'll move a piano. They'll move gym equipment. They'll do pretty much anything. Call them today. Tell them Uncle Z sent you. 315-335-0516. Also, much love to my attorney, Dave Longaretta. If you need legal help, give him a call today at 315-735-6162. Shout out to my peeps over at Utica Coffee. I love you guys. Thank you so much for keeping me hydrated here on EC Radio and everybody here at the D. And also, speaking of keeping hydrated, Saranac does that for us too. So check them out, saranac.com. Also, real quick before we do get into anything, hang on. New Disruption Network merchandise, people. That's right. We got this is a nice little woman's T-shirt. You can put my D on your back, ladies. That's it. Put my D on your back anytime you want. You can walk around with my D. I know you would love to walk around with my D. We've got Disruption Network merchandise. We got hats. We got T-shirts, women's T-shirts, hoodies, all that stuff. Slide in my DMs or go over to our website, disruptionnetwork.net, and you can find a link to our brand new merch store. So shout out to our friends over at Seasonal Sports. Shout out to my friend Nick Piccininni for joining me today. How are you, bud? It's great to see you.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing all right. You know, as well as could be expected throughout this Corona coaster that we're living in, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
So many highs and lows.
Yeah, and I don't knows.
And I don't know is right. The uncertainty is what's really, really getting to me as well.
Yep.
I mean, and it looks like we might be heading on another freaking lockdown.
Yep.
But let's not talk about that. We're here to talk music.
That's a great opening to it.
I'm just happy to see you, my friend. Everything going good? How was tour with Yonder? You guys did a couple dates, right?
Yeah, we did a handful. I think it was maybe 11 shows, and it went really well. It was a lot of drive-ins and anything outdoors, you know, that we could do, and it was fun. We had a really good time. We had some great turnouts, and
I've been wanting to ask some of these artists that have been playing the drive-ins, like, what's the vibe? I mean, other than, and I've worked a couple of them, and so I know what it entitles.
Right.
But what's the vibe for the artist to have these cars parked and there's no really like upfront dancing on a barricade type of thing? It's more spread out, of course, because of the social distancing. But how does that feel? Is it like a lack of energy, or is the energy still there for you?
Yeah, I mean, it is a lack of energy from what we're used to, but I think it was surprisingly energetic. I mean, you felt more connected than I think any of us really thought we would.
Yeah.
It worked pretty well, actually. You know, people with the honking the horns, you know, and you can just, you know, there's sometimes I think energy doesn't always come through like applause or like screaming. It's also just when you look out and you can see that people are enjoying it, and the overall vibe was just that people needed it, you know.
Indeed.
Like so badly. So that, yeah, it was great. It really was. Yeah. I was surprised.
Did you guys cover any car-related songs?
No, we didn't do that. Nope.
No, baby, you can drive my car. No, none of that.
No. Adam has his favorite thing through all of this has been there's the song Corona that we do, and he just always wants to play it. We're like, dude, you got to give it a little rest on the Corona.
Yeah, no more Corona. Please stop with the Corona.
Yeah, no car stuff though.
But now, were you guys playing in? Because here we are in the middle of fall, heading into winter right now. Was it freezing on stage for you? Were you playing under heat? Was what was the vibe that weather-wise?
When we were out west, it was a little cool. A couple of the nights. The one night we did, they do this thing, Cosmic Bowling League, which is like the band opens up for itself as an alter ego.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of like really hillbilly, deep South, America type stuff.
America.
Yeah. Right, and like the bass player Ben, he had like short shorts on and like a spiked mullet kind of thing. But so he was a little nervous about the short shorts because it was pretty chilly that one night. But for the most part, we were down south and stuff, so it wasn't too bad. But now it's kind of like, well, the only way we could do an outdoor show would really be to go somewhere warm, or like you'd have to get some huge heaters.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because here we did a show recently with the Disco Biscuits, and it was freezing outside. But normally on
Where
a
was
Halloween night at Lafayette, the Apple Fest.
Oh, okay.
And normally on a Halloween night, there's no way we're outside. It's all inside. It's always an indoor show. So I was kind of wondering the vibe of the weather.
Yeah.
For that,
it wasn't too bad. That was back in when was that? Mid-October.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a little warmer.
So have you been an official member for Yonder Mountain Stream Band for like a year now, right?
January.
January.
It was like January 1st, 2nd, I think, was my first show.
Was it?
Yeah.
What's that call like? You get that call from those guys. What are you thinking?
Well, it was kind of a gradual thing, but even like getting the call to do the fill-ins that I did, it was just kind of like, what? Yeah, that's about all that was going through my brain.
Yeah.
What?
Was Yonder Mountain on your radar before all this too?
No, I mean I think we ran into them with Floodwood. We played like the same festival once, and that was it.
That was it.
That was my experience with them.
That's it, and that's how they saw you.
No. They found me through Allie, the fiddle player.
Allie Carl.
Yep.
Who's an amazing talent, by the way.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She is awesome.
But yeah, so we met her through Floodwood, through Mo and all that stuff out at summer camp. A few years ago, and so I got to know her, and we just kind of stayed in touch a little bit. And one day I got a random text like, "Hey buddy, how's it going?" "Good." "Do you by any chance play mandolin?" Yeah, a little bit, you know. And then she's like, "Well, send a video and let's, just show us what you can do." And I did that, and they liked it enough. I guess it didn't suck completely, and I don't know, the rest is history. Like,
yeah, no,
just kind of crazy. It's when I think about it, I'm like, all the ways that you think that you might get, your big break or whatever, and get to do something bigger than what you're doing already. You have like these pictures, these dreams, these ideas of like how it's going to go, and then all of a sudden it goes a completely different way. But you end up somewhere that's cooler than you ever thought a place that you'd ever be. So, yeah.
Amazing, man.
It's weird.
Yeah. Is it weird?
Yeah.
I mean, you're on the bigger stage. And not that Floodwood wasn't, but it's a couple levels higher than a Floodwood.
Yeah.
I mean, Yonder Mountain's they play Red Rocks. They play all these big venues, It's the bigger stage, man.
Yep.
What was your first show with them? What was that? What was the feeling that day?
The first show, I don't even remember what the first show was. I remember the second show.
But do you remember the feeling like walking out on that stage?
Yeah, I think... Yeah, the feeling was that I was underwater, like just completely, like beside myself, like I was watching myself, like, oh yeah, this is really happening, and that whole tour blew by. I couldn't believe it was over, So,
I remember Allie when she was playing in Cornmeal. That was a fun band.
Yep.
Cornmeal was a fun band.
Yep.
So last year was it? Yeah, it was last year. The Paper Mill Island show when you guys got the bus stuck on the bridge. Remember that? Me and Red
wasn't driving.
I know you weren't.
I feel
driving.
like we should say that.
But Red and I, we were running that show, and we were both late. We were coming from Utica. We were only like 5-10 minutes late. But the owner of the hotel didn't block out your area, and there was all these cars parked, so the bus driver had no idea where he was going. And here's this big old bus trying to pull onto that bridge, which is a smallish bridge. Nobody could get a vehicle on it. You could barely get a vehicle on it. I mean, sometimes we got to pull different to transport gear and stuff like that. But you can't get a bus on that bridge whatsoever, and that thing was just like stuck. And but your bus driver pulled through, and man, that was pretty. I'll never forget that. And then and the reason why I bring this up because that was the first time I realized that like you had something special with those guys, and like you were
I remember
puzzle piece.
I remember you being like, "What are you doing?
What the hell are you doing here?"
I'm trying to get a new gig. They don't know it yet.
Well, you also do Follow Muse, right? You're still with my boy Nate and Josh, right?
Yeah.
Still doing that?
Yeah.
Now, a lot of that's your music, right?
Yeah. Well, starting out, I had written all these songs, and I needed a way to get them out. and kind of just an outlet for my stuff. And they, over time here, Josh and Nate have slowly taught me that, okay, we're going to get together and then we're going to have more of like a collaborative kind of thing. And it's been really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's hard to say. Like I usually bring like an idea, and then it just kind of grows wings and takes off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but they're really good for that stuff. Like those guys they've been doing it so long that way that it works really well.
Nate's a monster drummer, and Josh is just an all-around great musician too. And they're both just tremendous people.
Yeah.
Have they taught you? They must have taught you a bunch of new shit. I'm sure you're teaching them a bunch of new shit too, because they're more in the rock and heavy metal realm.
Absolutely, yeah. They have had me listening to stuff that I never would listen to.
Like what?
Oh, jeez. Well, like Thrice.
Oh, okay.
Like I had no idea who this band was, right? And all of a sudden, I'm listening to Thrice and trying to cover a Thrice song, and like, and we were doing it too for a while there with banjo, and even like this is gonna sound really silly, but like Phil Collins, like I hadn't really listened to any Phil Collins stuff, and then they're like, "Well, we got to do In the Air Tonight." I'm like, "Okay, what is it?" You know, and I listened to it. Are you sure? Yeah, it's going to be great. And we try it, and we do it with banjo, and all of a sudden it takes a different twist, and I'm like, "Oh, you were right," you know. So it's been really cool.
I know your upbringing. I'm surprised that you never heard In the Air Tonight prior to, because I mean that's a legendary song.
I know.
Yeah.
Working with Yonder recently, we had actually it's going to be coming out in a few days. Just a new video for the Facebook, and it's a Bob Dylan tune. I don't know. I guess there you go. And Adam was like, "You've never heard this?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, what do you like? You know how I grew up, like under a freaking rock. Like I don't know. There's not much I know, and the stuff that I do know is so obscure and weird that nobody else knows it. So kind of on my own little island.
You're on your own little island. Do they make fun of you for all this though?
I get
nonstop.
Yeah, yeah.
You get ribbed a lot.
Yeah, Josh and Nate especially. Those two. I love you guys.
They can be relentless though. Yeah. I love them too, man. Great bunch of guys, and they're part of my brotherhood, you know. Yeah. That's what I love about this area is there's just such a tight-knit musical brotherhood going on around here, and you know, and you've seen it. I mean,
yeah.
If you think about it, you're kind of still, in my eyes, a little bit new to the scene. I mean,
around Utica, you mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. Because like, when did Floodwood start? In like 2014, maybe?
That sounds right.
Yeah, about 2014. That's like
it might have been a little before that.
Before? Oh, actually. Oh. Did you ever play the Electric Company?
What year are we in? 2020?
I don't know what year we're in.
Yeah, I think it might have. Yeah,
it's been 2020 for like 8 years.
Yeah. I know that's the problem.
Did you ever play the Electric Company though?
Yes.
Oh, you did. Okay, so
once.
So at least 2012 then. So it's been like 8 years.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
All right, so because I closed the doors in 2012.
There you go.
So okay, so
that's some hardcore math we just did.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it's been 8 years of 2020.
Yeah.
So it's been like you've been around for like 16 years.
Yeah. I'm a teenager now. I can drive.
All right, so in my eyes, you're still kind of new to the scene, but like right now, there's just such a great, and it has been developing for the last couple of years. Just this great communal brotherhood of just supportive musicians helping one another, and it's great to see. It never used to be like that at all. No, I mean in the 90s it was very competitive, and I think it was getting that way. There was this brotherhood forming way before the Corona Coaster hit, but now that we're in the middle of the Corona Coaster, it's been real tight, and like people are sharing each other's streams and supporting each other, buying each other's merch, and it's awesome. It's great to see. I want to see more of that.
Yeah.
In fact, I want to see one big old like local music festival once this all comes back. Everybody just get together, Wonder Twin Powers activate, and let's just party.
Yep.
You know.
Let loose.
Yeah, let loose. How did you come on the board of Floodwood? Brady saw you somewheres, and that's how that happened? Were you playing with Brady before Floodwood?
I think that he and I had done a couple of gigs maybe together, or I'd been, you know what, I had done, I think that's when I played the Electric Company was, yeah, it was like a Wooden Spoon variation of some sort. And so he and I were just kind of in touch. And then when Al was like, you know, hey, I want to do a band thing at Modown. They've got an open slot that we need to fill. And that was kind of what spurred the whole thing. It was like a last minute decision to do it. And Jay was just like, hey, you know, I need you for this. And I was like, okay, cool. It's just going to be a weekend. Then we did the weekend and it went well. And then next thing I knew, we were doing like mini tours. And, you know, that's, at least in my mind, that's how it happened.
How old were you at the time?
20.
20. Yeah, you
20,
were still
21.
You're green, man.
Right. Oh, that's another way to do the math. I think I was 21, so it's been 9 years.
9 years. Gotcha.
10 years. Wait, I'm 31.
Oh, okay.
Holy crap.
See. Well, you've been 31 for the last 8
That
years.
hurt. Yeah, for the last 8. That hurt to say. Wow.
Yeah, it goes by fast, my friend.
All right.
It definitely goes by fast. Nate's checking in. He's saying Nick's our little brother. We got to pick on him.
Yeah. Yes, the little brother. I know he could beat me up.
Oh, yeah.
So fast.
Yeah. Nate, what an amazing drummer. And shout out to his company, too, Stonework Artisan Concrete. He made that bar right there. That bar that's sitting right there.
Nice.
Yeah, he made that. Incredible.
It's on wheels,
It's on wheels, too.
But I don't think you can actually move that, can you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's on wheels. We do. We move it from time to time.
Nice.
Right now, it's just kind of sitting there, but yeah, we've used it a bunch.
You got a motor on it? Or?
No.
those countertops are solid.
They are. They're really heavy. It took like 5 of us to bring it in here one day, but amazing talent, too.
Yeah.
Amazing talent and a lot of things that he does. I had fun. I was jamming with Nate a little bit before the Corona coaster kicked in, and we were having some fun jamming out. So
nice.
Maybe we get back to doing that.
Are you
again.
still playing? No, I'm going to turn this around on you now.
Yeah, that's cool. You know, I'm just starting to get back into it. I have zero inspiration until just recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, till just recently.
It really helps. Like, I went through a really dry summer. I hope I'm not deviating too much.
No, let's talk.
I went through a really dry summer musically. Like, I built a deck and stuff, and my wife kept saying, like, why aren't you playing music? And I'm like, I'm just not feeling it right now. Like, it kind of, it got zapped out of me.
Were you depressed?
Yeah. Definitely. And, but coming back to a regular practice schedule now, and I'm definitely seeing, like, how much, you know, she was right. Like, it helps my mind. You know, it's really healthy for someone who plays to play.
Yeah.
So that's good that you're getting back into it.
Were you taking months off, or was it just like a couple weeks? Or?
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, I would touch an instrument maybe once every couple weeks.
Yeah. Just
for a few minutes, and then I wouldn't think about it even. And I just think because it was hard to think about, you know. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a weird. Well, I mean. You know.
Well, in the back of your mind, you're probably thinking, like, why am I doing this? Because I'm not going to be able to play any gigs. Yeah. And you can record and practice your chops and stuff. But ultimately, what you want to do is get back out on the stage.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, yeah, it's fun to play for myself, too. But, you know, when there's other things pulling at you, all the house stuff, and you're just like, yeah, well, this is a good opportunity to work on the house. You know, that I don't normally have. Like, I don't normally have this time, so I might as well do that. And I don't know, it was a mix of stuff, but yeah, it does feel really good. Like, I've been trying to keep up with it every day, at least for a few minutes, having my hands on an instrument. It just feels good.
How many different instruments do you play?
5.
5?
Yeah.
That's all. That's all. Just 5.
Well, people always ask, like, do you play piano? I'm like, nah. Do you play, you know?
Yeah, but you could, because you're well versed in the string instruments.
Yeah, I mean, piano would be the easiest thing to swap over to, but like when you talk about sax or anything like that, or trombone.
So it's all string instruments.
Yeah, anything with strings is makes sense. But everything else, I'm like, forget it.
A piano's universal, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of the same setup. If you're doing this, you're doing this. It's kind of.
And I can't drum. Just ask Vinny Amico.
No drumming for you?
No drumming for me.
No. Speaking of Vinny, I saw that he challenged you to the push-up contest.
Yes.
Thank you for doing that. It means a lot.
Yeah, I was really bad at keeping up with it.
No, you weren't. You did it, though.
I got through. I did make it through the 25 days.
Were you able to get up to 50 push-ups?
One time I did it.
Did you?
Yep.
Awesome, man.
Yep.
It's hard.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Like I think I'm fairly fit. I do exercise every day.
You are in great shape.
But I was like, yeah, no way.
Even though it's Nikki Strings, they should be calling you Nikki Abs.
It doesn't have the same ring.
No, it doesn't.
No, yes, but
if 50 push-ups is no easy task.
It's not a joke.
Oh,
I really was surprised actually, because I also do push-ups like regularly, but maybe like a set of 10 or maybe 20.
Yeah.
Mixed in with other stuff. So
it's the same thing with Vinny when I challenged him to doing the push-ups.
Oh, it was you?
Yeah. Actually, I got challenged by 2 people, so I combined the 2. I got challenged by 2 people on the same day.
So you did 100 then?
No, no. They were both 25 apiece.
Oh.
So I'm like, I might as well just combine the 2, and both causes were kind of like they were all kind of all under one umbrella anyways. So I'm like, I might as well just combine the 2. So I challenged Vinny because I'm like, if anybody could do it, Vinny could do it because I know he does push-ups every day. But he's like, yeah, but I don't bang out 50 at a time. He goes, I do 20 here, 20 there, 20 here, 20 there. I don't do 50 in a row. But he was up for the challenge, and he did a great job too.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, if Vinny's challenging you, those people that he's challenging are like, oh, I got to do him because Vinny challenged me.
Yeah, I was scared. I was like, I have a feeling without, before the first time, I was like, I have a feeling that there's no way that I can do 50 right now. I'm like, I really don't know how many I can do, but I feel like Vin is going to use this as a way to bust my balls. And
he did.
He didn't, actually.
No, he didn't.
No, I was really surprised, and kind of afterwards I was almost disappointed that he didn't.
Yeah.
Because I guess he was just trying to be nice.
At one time, I had the whole band doing it. All of Mo was doing it at one time, but I think Rob separated his shoulder in the middle doing one, or he did.
Probably, yeah.
Like Al did one day, and he's like, I don't do push-ups, I'll run. So all right, you go run. That's cool.
Nice.
But yeah, at one time, the whole band was doing it, so it was cool. Shout out to everybody that did it, man. It was really cool. I'm gonna actually challenge, and I'm trying to get the inspiration again, man. I don't want to fall back into the funk.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to do that, and I haven't really exercised in about a month, but I'm gonna maybe start up another challenge, but it's not a push-up challenge. It's gonna be something a little different. So
the way you just smiled,
I will put you on that list.
Oh, great! Just made me scared again.
Hey, my buddy Carlo Russo checking in. He says, entertainers need to entertain people. It's not the same when you're sitting in a room all alone. And he's right about that, man. Yeah. Have you done some live streams by yourself, like maybe sitting inside your house on your iPhone or whatever?
I did one.
Yeah.
I did one, and people are after me, people in my family or friends are like, you should just be streaming more. I'm like, yeah, I should be. You yelled at me back when this all started. Like,
I did.
Why don't you get out there and do it? And I think that was why I did the one.
Because I yelled at you.
So I'm better at push-ups than I am at streaming, apparently. I don't know, man. It's weird. That's a trip, to sit there and just stare at a screen. And I mean, this is so much easier, because we can work off of each other. But just looking at that screen by yourself and acting like people are paying attention is really something.
It is.
And you get a little feedback, which is good, but
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. This winter, I think, is going to be definitely, I'm going to have to be stepping up my game with that.
Just to take your mind off of shit, bro. That's the thing.
And give me something to, focus on musically.
Mm-hmm.
That and recording.
Yeah. Do you have recording capabilities?
I just bought a new mic, and I'm slowly setting up a studio situation in my house. So that's that's the goal.
Nowadays, I feel like it's a necessity, especially for musicians that are constantly playing, professional musicians such as yourself. It's a necessity to have some sort of recording apparatus sitting around the house, so you get an idea in your head, click record, and go.
Right.
And it feeds your creative soul as well.
Yep. Yeah. And I've always enjoyed, as a multi-instrumentalist, it's fun to be able to multi-track, and it's a great way to practice all of the instruments. You can just work on a song, and that gives you a great way to get through all the instruments, practice playing along to a band, essentially, which is you.
Right.
And then be able to listen back and also kind of critique your playing and work on stuff. So it's good for a lot of different reasons.
You could also take it a step further and get a GoPro and videotape yourself too as you're playing all these different instruments, and 'cause people want to see the visual aspect of things too these days.
Yep. Yeah.
get a GoPro and record yourself playing all these different instruments and put it together in a nice little montage video or something?
I know. I'm gonna have to go back to school for this. Wait a minute. I never went to school. I didn't.
No, I know you were homeschooled, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and never went to college, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to go to school.
Your college was Floodwood. That was your college.
Yeah, right. That was. Jeez.
It was. It must have been like a whole eye-opening experience for you when you first joined Floodwood, and like you're getting introduced to like the Mobit fan base, because they're very loyal and they're awesome people, but they travel in packs. I mean, they travel. And it's just a large contingency of fans that they have. And from when they have these side projects, these people follow them all over the place. So that must have been, what was that experience like for you the first time getting out there with Floodwood?
Yeah. I was like, as far as what you're saying right now, like about people following the band and stuff, I'm like, I didn't know that like you could. I could do this. I could like go follow a band and just like spend a summer like just seeing shows. Like, this is amazing. What a way to live, you know? So it was very eye-opening. And then just the recreational things that happen. There's lots of fun being had that I never knew, existed. Mm-hmm. So you're right. That was kind of my college when I think about it. First time I ever had corn liquor.
Really?
Yeah, like actual moonshine, like straight moonshine. Yeah.
Was it your first beer too?
Nope.
No, it wasn't. Okay.
No, but yeah, that's really interesting. It's all making sense now.
Yeah, you went to Floodwood University. You did. I would really love to see Floodwood get back together and get you in there. I always felt like you and Brady were like cosmic soul brothers, musically. I
agree.
And I would really love to see you guys put your differences aside and just and get back to it, Yeah. And I love Jay to death. He's one of my brothers, and and I love you as well. And I really think that you guys should amend, come together and start playing again, because what you guys had was really special. It was really special. Not even just at the Floodwood aspect of things, just when you guys were doing Nick and Jay and Nick. And it's just watching you guys, it was almost like you guys were joined at the hip.
Yeah.
And to see you guys play and perform out there, you guys were rocking crowds all over the place. And hopefully you guys can put your differences aside and put it. And I know you would like to, right?
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that we will.
Yeah. If you could reach out to Brady right now, what would you tell him?
I'd say let's go do it.
Let's do it, man. Come on. Yeah. Just, me personally, I would think it's awesome if my bandmate played in a band such as Yonder Mountain String Band. I mean, I understand you had to cancel a bunch of gigs, and that would piss me off too. But I think eventually I would come around and be like, how cool is this? Now you can actually promote Yonder Mountain on my flyer. Or, we could say, like, my guy plays in Yonder Mountain. And it's not like you're playing with them, like, 365 days out of the year.
No, thankfully.
Right?
Yonder does, like, I don't know, 120 maybe.
120 shows a year.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that was around the number they told me.
Summertime.
I mean, right now, they don't do anything.
Right. Nobody's doing any tours right now.
I'm home all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I mean, that would be kind of cool. I bet you if you guys did a live stream, just the two of you, I bet you guys would actually make a little bit of coin, especially on the first one.
That's the other thing I'm really hard at. I mean, that would be awesome. That's the thing I'm bad at is like asking for money, like the tip jar thing too on the live streams. I don't know.
Just put your little address up there and just throw it up. You don't have to really. All you have to do is say it once. Hey, if you feel like helping me out, throw a little bit of money on my Venmo. Dude, listen, for lack of a better word, you are a starving musician right now.
I am.
And so you got to take and scrape and
that piece of tomato pie that you gave me was like the first thing I'd had to eat for, hours.
Go have some more. Go eat, man. But no, seriously though, man, you are a starving musician. And like you should look into that and like don't feel bad. I mean, there's buskers out there, and I don't like that term busker, but there's street musicians out there that will play with a hat just to keep their daily expenses going. So I don't feel ashamed, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always had weird hang-ups about stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I guess there's no time like now to get over it.
Yeah, man. To get over it, just do it. You know, I'm the same way too, Nick. When this whole thing first kicked off, and you know, we got stuck on this pandemic and this lockdown, I was like, oh shit, like how am I going to keep Disruption Network going? We lost some advertisers. Like nobody can afford to advertise now. And like, so I would put my Venmo link up. And let me tell you, man, people, especially in this area, are so generous, and they're willing to help, and they would love to help you, especially if you're creating. Music's a healer. And what you do is you heal people, man. You look at yourself as an entertainer, but you're also a healer. And it's also, music's your best friend. It's my best friend. It's who I rely on when I'm down in the dumps. I put on some music. Or when I'm ready to go work out, I put on some music. Or if I'm happy, I put on some music. It's all based around music.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, you know, you help people with your music. And you have so many people, and you have such support out there, and people are saying hi to you right now on this live stream, and like you have the support, and people will definitely help you out, whether it's 5, 10, 15, 20, $100. It doesn't matter. People will help you.
And now you've just made them all feel really guilty.
No, man. Hit up my Venmo too, XYTODA.
Smooth. So smooth.
See, Ed Siegel's saying he'll send you a tip, Nick. See, there's people out there that will help you. I know for a fact.
Thanks, Ed.
I know for a fact. All you have to do is just get up there and play, and people want to see you play. You know, they do.
All right. Well, there we go. I just got yelled at again.
I didn't yell at you. I can yell at you if you want me to. God damn it, Nick, you son of a bitch. You know, that'll make the Italian come out in me.
Yeah, that'd probably be more effective.
Put you over my knee and spank you, boy. Play the live stream. No, but it is, man. People want to see you play, and like, there's nowhere to play right now. I mean, where'd you play? Brimfield maybe a couple times this year, and Woodland maybe a couple times this year, and that's it.
Yeah.
Think about it. Normally, you'd be playing 200, 220 shows a year, and maybe you even play 20 this year. So
I do have one show coming up.
Do you?
Can I plug it?
Of course. That's why you're here.
All right. See, I'm learning the shameless promotion thing. Like, you know.
See?
Yeah. No, December 13th, I'm going to be at the Oneida Lake Brew House.
Oh, cool.
And that's a Sunday. It's 2 to 5.
Is this by yourself?
Just me. So,
just you?
Yep.
So when you do a solo gig, what do you bring in, like banjo, mandolin, guitar, or just guitar?
No, guitar, mandolin, banjo, fiddle.
Fiddle too?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I get kind of just run through them all a few times, and by the time I'm done doing that, I'm spent. And
yeah.
You know.
And time to call it a day.
I pack up and go. Yep.
So what if you set up your iPhone right there during that thing?
Well, that's the other thing is Facebook like kind of forced me to say that it was a live event when I created the event for it. I don't know. Everything's always changing with the app and stuff, and I'm kind of computer illiterate. You know, I don't do well with technology. But yeah, so it says that it's a live event, and it wouldn't actually let me. I don't think it let me add the location or anything to like say that it was going to be a physical event, which is strange. But it is indeed physical. And I'm going to be there. But maybe I'll set up the phone, and I'll even put my little Venmo on there. And
you're right though. Facebook has changed a lot. Like they keep changing the game.
Well, it was weird with like the election, how they were. I don't know if you saw it, but they were disabling hashtags. Did you see that in the week prior? They disabled like certain hashtags or whatever, so you couldn't hashtag things to do with the election.
Oh, really?
I guess did I say that was that's on Instagram?
Oh, Instagram. But it's still the same company.
Yes, it's still owned by them. But that was strange, you know. It's just like kind of censoring anything to do with the election.
Yeah.
Which I guess I get, but I don't know. It's just what a year.
What a year, right? It's been a whirlwind. That's why I keep calling it the Corona coaster. It's been a lot of lows. There's been some highs though. What are some positive things that have happened to you in 2020? Anything?
Well, there's been a lot of good stuff. You know, I got to know so many really, really nice people that I've never met right in my hometown.
Oh yeah?
That, you know, because I'm always gone, right? And so all of a sudden I was home all summer, and I got to go to parties. Well, I was being asked to play parties, you know, so I'd go and I'd play these private events and meet all these people from like right up the road, and that was really cool. I would definitely say that was a high. Just getting to spend more time with family and friends, and my wife and I getting to go do things, have date nights that, you know, are normally just missed. You know, you just don't get to do that stuff. So that's great. I got my deck built. You know, that was like a big thing that happened this year that, you know, I couldn't stop talking about for a while. Still talking about it.
Did you do it yourself?
I did. Yeah. And it looks like a musician built it, but but it's a deck. Let's see what else. And then any time that I've been able to get out and play, whether it was a private party or not, there have been high points for sure.
Yeah, exactly. There's always silver lining to something, right?
Yep.
Is there anything you'd like to see stick around after Corona's done?
That's a hard one. Well, I mean, the drive-in show thing is kind of cool. I have to say, like, I kind of want to go to one. I'm going to go pull in and do that kind of tailgating type thing that is happening, because that's what it's like. They pull in and they've got some people are pulling out grills and they're, doing whatever. I kind of would like to go experience that. And I haven't had a chance to. There's not a lot of those shows happening right now, but I think that's cool. I think, I wouldn't want it to always be that's all it is, but I think that maybe that should stick around.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a cool concept.
Yeah, it's different.
At first, I was dead set against it.
Yeah.
And as it went on, and like if it's the only form of concert that we're gonna get, then bring it.
Yeah.
And now working a couple and seeing how they operate, it is kind of a cool experience. You're hanging out in your 20 feet and you can put up a grill, like you said, a tailgate. And some of the guys that have trucks, they back up and they're just kind of hanging out in the bed of their truck with their their lounge chairs,
like
and
camping
stuff.
and watching the band.
Yeah, it is kind of a cool atmosphere.
I don't know. Maybe that.
Yeah.
There's not much else.
There's not much else
that I would choose to keep. But
yeah, it's just definitely with this uncertainty, though, man. But I would love to see you doing some recording, though. That would be the thing for you to.
Well, Follow the Muse is rehearsing right now, specifically tunes to record.
Are you up at Nate's place?
Yeah. Yep. And Yonder's got a couple things coming out that I've been recording at home, getting my parts done. And then I've got a few songs that I'm starting to develop that I think might just be like a solo album too.
Oh, cool.
That I'll probably be working on this winter. So, yeah.
So when you come up with an idea, are you like a memos guy? You write things down? Do you talk into your voice messages? How do you do that when you get an idea?
It's pretty much like everything else in my life, which is that I'm really, really just scatterbrained. So it could manifest itself in so many different ways. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's a memo. Sometimes it's a physical note that I wrote a line down. Sometimes it's that I wake up in the middle of the night and I've got this idea and I'll just like write a verse and chorus and not record it, forget it, and then maybe come back to it a half a year later, like all of a sudden it comes back to me. I wish I could tell you, but I don't seem to have a method too much.
Is it more of melodies or lyrics for you?
Typically melodies.
Melodies, and then the lyrics come after?
Yeah, I just start humming and tapping on stuff and just kind of like, I don't know. I know when it hits me, like the inspiration, like just start humming. I don't know. That's really what I do. It sounds silly, but that's what I start doing.
Yeah. It's
probably super annoying to be around.
Playing all these instruments, do you have perfect pitch?
No.
No, not at all?
No.
I think that would be it would be a trait you would have to play as many instruments as you do.
Yeah, no. I wish so badly. I can see over the years like how much I've trained my ear, and I guess that's all it is I just have trained it. But yeah, definitely not. Like I've listened back to some old recordings of me singing when I was like in my teens, and it's just. Yeah, I can't even talk about it. It's really bad. It's so bad.
We got a couple people checking in. Meg saying we want Floodwood. I want Floodwood too. I would love to see that happen again.
I want Floodwood as well.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
There's just something cosmic with you and Brady coming together, and and Jay, if you're out there listening, give the man a chance. Everybody deserves a second chance. You guys should come together though. I think it would be awesome. I think you guys. it created some magic out there for many, many years. And, you know, let's get back on the horse. I know Vinny would love to see that happen. And to add Tony, when you guys were playing with Tony Markellis, who is like a phenom, and he's such a great all-around guy. And watching what Trey's doing right now at the Beacon Theater, because he also plays in the Trey Band. And they've rented out the Beacon like every Friday night. And,
so cool.
Some of the things, what they're doing is phenomenal. And I love it, too, because
that band's
ridiculous. And I love it because there's a few of my friends that play in that band, Tony being one of them. I'm like, oh, I get all giddy now. You know, to see it, and like, there's my boys, you know. That's awesome. What Trey's doing is freaking phenomenal. And to have Tony in Floodwood, and he's so well versed and so smart and just educated.
He's so smart.
He is.
Yes. He's one of those people that, like, I forget completely how to talk around him because I'm like, oh man, I'm going to say something stupid. I just know it. Yeah.
And that man knows every restaurant in the United States.
Yes, for sure.
It's crazy.
For sure.
It's like, oh yeah, I was in Pawtucket. Oh, there's this great diner off of Route whatever. And
and he's so interested in any new culinary experience that he hasn't had.
Right.
He's so desperate for a new culinary experience that I was telling him about these squirrels that I was having to shoot because they were getting in my house. I was picking them off with a BB gun. And they were destroying my house. And I told him about this, and I said, well, yeah, we actually cooked them up and tried them. And he got so excited. I'm like, dude, like yes, I ate squirrel, and that's a really weird thing to admit on a podcast. But I'm like, you shouldn't be this excited about trying squirrel, man.
What was it like?
Like, settle down. Like chicken.
Chicken?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like
I mean, well, if you boiled it,
okay,
then you get rid of all the gaminess.
Oh, I got you.
But I don't recommend it.
No.
Yeah, it's probably how Corona started. But,
it's survival of the fittest, though, too, you know?
Yeah.
You just admitted that you ate squirrel. I love it. I love it. Terry Tanner saying Waterville loves Nick. And that's pretty much your hometown, right?
Yep.
That's where you're from?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's
born
not
and
right.
Raised?
No, I grew up in Vernon.
Oh, you grew up in Vernon.
Yeah,
okay.
I moved to Waterville about 8 years ago.
Okay.
And it's been a great town for us.
Yeah.
Really, really nice, laid back.
It's quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terry saying, great show. Awesome to see you, Nick. Looking forward to the Oneida Lake House show.
Cool.
That's going on when? Plug that again.
December 13th.
December 13th.
Sunday. It's 2 to 5.
Is your first time playing there?
No, I've been there quite a few times, actually. Yeah. Floodwood's played there.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been there quite a bit. But that's it. That's the only show on the books right now. What a weird thing to say.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
This the other day I was looking at the calendar, like December's coming up, and this is like the first year in about like 15 years that I'm not working New Year's Eve.
Wow.
And it's just crazy. Like, what am I going to do on New Year's?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with myself. It's always been a fun day, an active day. You get together and people get together and make parties around that. But we've always had shows. I mean, with the electric company, and then that carried over for working with Mo a bunch of times on New Year's Eve at the Palace and in Rochester. And I've worked with Twiddle a few times on New Year's. And then we had Mo at the Stanley last year. It's just always been something going on New Year's. This year, I don't know what to do with myself.
Well, what do you want to do?
Yeah, can you play a show for me? Maybe we'll do a party here or something.
There you go.
You know, we'll put you up against the green screen behind this one. There's a green screen back there. I can put you up there, and we'll put you anywhere you want.
There's actually a green screen?
Yeah, it's behind the black curtain. No, I'm serious.
All right. I always wondered what was behind the black curtain.
Yeah.
Now I know.
It's a dressing room.
It's
It's the Uncle Louie dressing room.
Oh, gotcha. It's all making sense.
Like, what are you doing for New Year's? Do you have any plans?
Nope.
Have you even thought that far ahead?
Yeah, I have. And there was a little talk of Yonder doing something. But again, it's like they've just been watching the numbers for COVID. And yeah, I think it's been scrapped completely now. But it was all up in the air. And same thing, though. Kind of had those conversations like, wow. I've been so busy, Christmas time through the New Year for as long as I can remember, and then all of a sudden, not.
Crazy.
Now I have to deal with my family and stuff, see people.
I know, right? My God, I don't know what to do with myself on New Year's. Nick is saying, haha, or Nate's saying Nick is a true redneck eating squirrel. You did admit that you ate squirrel.
I did.
That's funny.
That's a little known fact, actually.
Meg, we should come to Colorado for New Year's. I got to figure out something to do for New Year's. I don't know what to do. It's always been a monumental day in a way.
Yeah.
Because there's always been a show. There's always entertainment based around it. And then after New Year's, you fall into that like winter state of like funk or depression. But like prior to all that, it's like, oh, yeah, it's cool. But before Corona Coaster. But
there's always like those pillars of the year for the shows.
Yeah.
And that's one of them.
Right.
That, Halloween.
Halloween, another one.
Yeah.
Did you guys do a Halloween show this year?
No.
No?
We were scheduled for one.
Uh-huh.
And it got canceled the week of. Because of the numbers spiked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Man, off the top of your head, how many cancellations did you have this year?
Well, I don't know. Just doing the math, I think I might have gotten through 40 shows with them this year, maybe.
Oh, you have?
So I
That's a lot considering.
And most of those were all before, we're just in those first couple months of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And then it all hit. But yeah, so there you go. If you did the math, I missed about 80 shows with them. And then I figured I would have been doing some solo and duo and who knows what.
Follow the Muse.
Exactly.
Probably another 40 shows with those guys.
That maybe not that much, but still. Yeah. Overall, I would have thought I would have probably had another 50 shows total with everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been reasonable amount for me to do. So it's a lot. It's a lot of shows.
It is. It is. And then who knows with the uncertainty for next year. I mean, it looks like there's some vaccines coming on, right? But are you running to the doctor for a vaccine if it comes out and it's effective, 95% effective?
I'm not.
Me neither.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, usually with vaccines, like it takes a while to see, what kinds of negative side effects, if any,
right,
are going to present themselves, and I don't know.
And also,
I don't want to be that first guy in line that's like, well, yeah, all of a sudden, I've lost all the feeling in my left side of my body, and hey, this isn't so cool.
Effective my ass.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I don't know. That's just me. But on the other hand, I'm kind of nervous about like, well, is it going to be something I'm going to need in order to go back to work? Am I going to have the vaccine?
Hmm.
And then I'll have to make that choice.
You're going to need all your shots.
Yeah.
Like you're a Rottweiler or something.
Right.
Give
you the old cocktail.
Right. It's a shame, though.
Yeah.
It really is. I never thought it would ever come to this. This has just been so out of nowhere all year. Like,
yep.
I just want to press fast forward. I want to go right to 2025.
Yeah. Just get through it.
Just get through it.
Get out of it.
Yeah, because who knows? I mean, even the touring industry, they don't know when they're coming back. You guys don't know when you're coming back. Right now, what's like the somewhat plan for Yonder Mountain? Is there even a somewhat plan?
I think at this point, no. I think we've kind of given up on that mentality just because this year alone, I mean, there have been so many. Oh, here's the somewhat plan. Here's what's coming up next, sort of, that we think or we hope. And it just keeps getting moved all the time. And It's just like, wow, why are we killing ourselves trying to figure it out?
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of adapt, roll with the punches and hope for the best. So.
Opting out of 2020. But 2020 is going to be gone in about a month from now.
Yeah.
It goes by so fast, man. I mean, what's today? Today's November 19th.
I know.
How fast does that go by?
Yeah. Yeah. So fast.
Even though we've been stuck in our houses, this year's flew by.
Fast and slow.
Right?
And time normally feels that way, but this year definitely more so.
Yeah.
But, wow, this is very uplifting.
It's hard to stay away from that conversation, especially in our industry.
Yep.
You want to go back to work. I want to go back to work too. I love working in the concert industry. I absolutely love it. And like I told you before we went on air, it's not like I'm going to go out and get a job. If I were to go out and get a job, I'd have to quit on that employer 3 months down the road or a month down the road. Yeah. I would feel bad. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
So there'd have to be some sort of understanding. But honestly, it's the only thing I freaking know.
Yeah.
is music and in this industry. It's the only thing I know. It's in my DNA. It's part of my fabric.
Yep.
So what am I going to do? Go and push carts at Price Chopper or something like that? I don't want to do any of that.
Yep.
I'm going to go work at a restaurant. I did all that.
Yeah.
You know, I worked hard to get where I was at, even though I was working like 3-4 jobs. But it was 3-4 jobs that I loved doing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I hear you.
Same thing with you. I mean, look at you, man. You've been out there on the road since you're 21 years old. Do you want to get back to work? You want to get back out on the road? That's 10 years.
Yeah.
That you've been doing this.
Yeah, you're pushing everything in a certain direction. It's all going kind of the way you want it to, or differently, or and you end up in a good place, and then all of a sudden it feels like you're back to square one.
Right.
What's also been hard for me lately is you try to adapt a little bit, and like I've gotten back into teaching. And I'm teaching over at Big Apple. Those guys are so awesome. They just opened the door again. They were like, "Yeah, you want to come back?
Oh, that's
come back
cool.
to teaching." This is just never a problem. And the thing that is kind of bugging me now is that my students are starting to freak out. Mm-hmm. So like here I am. I've finally gotten back a decent student load, right? And now they're all like, "Well, what is it going to shut down?" And there's all this talk of everything getting just closed back down. I'm like. So I just finally got back into it, and now I probably am going to have to, I'm probably going to say goodbye to that too. And that idea of that is just like, you just want to pull your hair out,
Have you done any video conferencing lessons?
Couple.
Most
people don't seem to enjoy them that much. That's been my experience. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but it's just not the same. You can't, just like the performances, but you just can't see everything as well. The student can't pick up on what you're saying as well.
And the problem is the latency too.
A lot of times it's a rough internet connection. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes it's just not worth it to do it. It's more of a on hand type of thing that when you're getting lessons, you want to be right there and seeing what's going on instead of watching it on your iPhone or on a computer.
Yeah,
man.
But
we'll get back though, brother. And I think and I hope, I don't know though. I see it on both sides of the coin. It comes back and it can be bigger than ever, or it comes back at a slow and steady, gradual pace, because people are going to be a little freaked out about being in public. I'm freaked out about being in public. I barely go out. I don't do anything. I can't stand going to the grocery store. I'm going to go wear the mask and all that. And I'm not in a hurry to go to a bar or a restaurant.
Right.
So when this all does come back, I'm going to be too old for any of that anyways,
Come on, you're never too old for that.
Going to a concert or something like that. I don't know if I'm in a hurry to go back to a concert. I'm in a hurry to go work a concert. But to maybe be in a crowd, I don't know if I could be in a crowd anymore.
Yeah.
I think I lost that.
I haven't lost that yet.
No, you haven't?
I still like to be in the audience too. Like it's a thing I love to just be out there and be part of that energy. It's so great.
Feel the vibe.
Yeah, and there's something about it, like if you're a performer and you've been on the stage side, it helps you appreciate the whole thing. I think being the onlooker, knowing what the band is experiencing, and being in that awesome audience that is just there for that band and loving it. I've had some really fun nights watching Mo like that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is freaking awesome. Like, we were all just digging it, and it's just a big party.
Yeah, it is for sure.
So I haven't gotten that out of my system.
Well, you're still young.
Oh, yeah, I'm a baby.
You're still young. Are there any bands you're listening to nowadays? Is anybody you can turn me on to?
I've gotten really... So I eat squirrel. And I've been listening to a lot of like more traditional bluegrass stuff lately. I got back to my roots a little bit and just started, but also digging into music like bluegrass bands that I hadn't listened to before. So
you like Del McCoury?
I've actually listened to Del a lot in the past, so not so much Del this time around. There's this band Sideline that I really like. And I've dug into some of the newer Lonesome River Band stuff. Oh, cool. Because I used to listen to Lonesome River Band when I was a kid. But now, I mean, they've had personnel changes and new music. And, like, they actually are putting drums in their stuff. Like, so kind of more like what Floodwood had for a setup, bluegrass with drums. And I don't know. Yeah. So probably not stuff you're going to enjoy.
Oh, what do you mean? I love it all, man. I love bluegrass.
Do you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I did.
You've never admitted that to me before.
I love all
See?
kinds of music.
All
my
sorts
friend.
of things are coming out on this podcast.
Oh yeah, I love all kinds of music. I love everything from bluegrass to hip hop to death metal to. The only thing I don't like is today's country. I'm not a big fan of today because it's just pop.
Gotcha.
It really is.
Yeah.
Some of that overproduced stuff I can't really get
cutter.
into. Yeah.
Yep. I'm with you there.
I already heard it before.
Look at us just bashing country radio now.
That's okay. We bashed country radio the other day too when Genesee Joe was on. So,
Oh, really?
So yeah, this is the program to bash country radio. So. No, but some of the new country today, just not a fan of. I love the old school stuff.
Sure.
Waylon Jennings,
Yeah.
Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, stuff like that. I
Gotcha.
love that stuff because
Yep.
it tells a story.
Yep.
Today's country doesn't really tell a story like it used to, and that was the whole basis of country music back when its
Yeah.
origins.
Yeah.
It would tell a story.
Yep.
And just nowadays, it's not really about a story; it's more about a party.
Yep.
It's like what hip hop used to be in the 90s,
Gotcha.
And then when they're mixing hip hop with country, it's just like, stop, please stop. Don't stop. You're just making an ass out of yourself. And people listen to it. And the people that are listening to it are the ones making an ass out of themselves. Stop. Just stop. I'm that old, angry, grumpy man now.
I see that. Your 8 years of 2020 have changed.
Yeah, so 8 years of 2020, that puts me right around 55.
You're looking good then.
Thanks, man. Thanks. It's all the exercising that I haven't done in a month. No, but anyways, so you got a gig coming up December 13th?
December
13th, Oneida Lake House. Go there, check it out. Support. Now this is a time, people, to support Nick more so now than ever because he's not gigging. He's got no gigs out there. So you got CDs for sale. They can buy your CD. How
Yep.
can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on Facebook, Instagram. They can.
Do you have a website?
I do, but it's kind of under construction at
I got you.
this
Okay.
time.
But they can pick you up on social media. And
Yeah, social media.
there's a way to pick up some of your music and
Yep.
whatnot.
Yeah, it's on iTunes, just under my name. Of course, they'd have to be able to spell it, but
Yeah.
find me on social media. You usually be able to find it.
I could spell your name now.
You can?
Piccininni.
Dude, I'm so...
It's almost like it's the Mississippi of the Italians, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
that means a lot.
You are so not Italian, though.
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm not. My dad is, though.
Your dad-
If you met my father, you'd be like, oh, okay.
Is he 100% Italian?
Yep.
Oh, he is?
Yep.
Okay. And
Looks it.
what
talks
nationality is your mom?
Like a mix of stuff. Scottish, German, Irish,
Okay.
Welsh.
So the good half's Italian.
Yeah, you hear that, Mom?
No, I don't mean that on no disrespect to your mom. No.
Well, her side is definitely the squirrel eating side.
And that's where you get the squirrel eating from. So
Oh my gosh.
I was like, Nick Piccininni. Wow, that's a nice Italian last name. And then you meet him, like, this kid ain't Italian.
There's nothing Italian about him. Yeah. I know. My sister looks Italian.
Does she?
Oh, yeah, completely.
No, right on.
Olive skin, all that. Dark hair.
Yeah. You just get the handsome Italian looks. That's what you got.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, thanks for hanging out with me today, man. I'm glad
this
we
is
finally
fun.
get to do it. And I know you brought your guitar, but we didn't even have time for you to play.
Nah, it's all good.
And, honestly, we're not really set up right now with the new studio setup. We're not really set up for bands, and that's something I need to work on. 'Cause
Yeah,
I get
you
so
really
many
do.
I know.
You really do. If you want to sit there and tell me that I have to put my Venmo out there and all this stuff, like, you need to set up for some music, man.
I deserve that.
You do deserve that. You deserve better.
We could try. That microphone is on if you want to try something.
All right, we'll play.
Yeah, you want to try it?
Play out.
All right, play me out. Play me out. You're going to have to turn that mic over. You see that mic on the table?
Yep.
Yeah, you'll have to turn that over. We could try this. All right. Well, let's see what happens. I don't know. It might not sound that great, but it doesn't hurt to try, right? Let's see here. Let's see if this will work. Nick Piccininni. And why Nick gets... Ooh.
I hear it.
Oh, hang on. Whoa. We having a picking party.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, buddy.
There you go.
Well, thank you so
That's
much.
it.
That's all you give people.
It's 4 o'clock. I gotta go.
Nick Piccininni, he's out. Actually, if we hit up his Venmo for playing on that. What's your Venmo? Give out your address.
It's Nick Piccinini.
Nick Piccininni.
That's literally it.
At Nick Piccininni.
At Nick Piccinini.
Give him a tip today, people. He deserves it.
Tell him how you spell it again.
Piccininni.
Your head goes up every time.
It's the only way I can remember it. Nick, much love to you, man. Thank you so much for coming to hang out. We should do this again really soon. And if you got like an album coming out or anything, please use my platform, man. I love when you come and hang out, and you know, let's get some promotion out there for you is what I'm doing.
Okay.
So speaking of promotion, let's get some promotion out to my friends over at EJA Moving Services. If not for my sponsors, this podcast is not possible. So thank you to all my sponsors, especially Eddie over at EJA. If you're ready to move pretty much anything, if you're a touring rock band when the Corona Coaster is over and you need roadies, they'll roadie for you. It's that simple. EJAmoving.com or 315-335-0516. Also, much love to my attorney, Dave Longaretta, who's been keeping me out of trouble since like the early 90s. Thank you, Dave, for all that you do for us here at Disruption Network. Give him a call today at 315-735-6162. Don't forget, we do have some Disruption Network merchandise. Hop over to our website, disruptionnetwork.net. Get yourself into some D gear. And also, our friends, the Old Main, they're doing a live stream concert for us at the Westcott Theater. Purchase tickets, people. It's going to be a great show. It's happening on December the 5th at 8 o'clock. Our boys from the Old Main doing it up live stream style. So make sure you get your tickets for that. Showclicks.com/The Old Main. So follow, like, subscribe, all things Disruption Network on all the social media platforms. Nick, thanks again, man. It was great to see you. And you guys all have yourself a good weekend. Later.